You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel. John, as always, it's great to have you here at BRFM.
Oh, thank you very much, Daniel.
Well, I was hoping you could give our listeners a little bit of a reminder what the Sheerness Town team does.
Delighted. Yeah, well, we were set up as part of the Mary Portas funding scheme to bid for government cash to promote town centres a few years ago. And that was particularly, but not exclusively, to help shopkeepers in the town and to basically bring more people in. We're all volunteers, but have one thing in common, which is a passion to see Sheerness do better and become a lively hub for the Isle of Sheppey. There are about 15 friends of the town team and a core group of about 6 who come to most of the meetings. And the friends include current and former shopkeepers, marketing professionals, representatives from the Academy and Canterbury College, and Peel Ports. So it's quite a wide selection and always looking for more people to come and join and to help.
I was hoping you could expand on that.
Okay, well, I mean, we also lobby for the council for improvements which we think are needed for the town. And one of the biggest complaints that I hear is that Sheerness looks grubby. And it's kind of true, because we have light coloured pavements which do show the dirt. So we've asked the council to see if they can clean the streets more often as a quick and simple fix. However, we've also started investigating buying our own street cleaning machine. Now, I don't know whether you've seen these, but they look a bit like a Ghostbusters pack. And we've got a couple of volunteers happy to do that. So you might see them during the summer wandering around, zapping bits of bubble gum. And I suppose it's designed really to start encouraging residents and shoppers to start having a pride in their town again. We'd also like to see the return of a sign welcoming visitors to Sheerness when they walk out of the train station. I don't know how old you are, Daniel, but I can remember in the dim and distant past coming out of the Sheerness train station and seeing a big metal gantry gaily painted where the entrance to McDonald's is now, and it would say "Welcome to Sheerness," and we're lacking that. And I think that would be a fairly simple item to put in. We could probably, well, I'm hoping that we could get somebody to sponsor that, and perhaps one of the colleges to help design it and perhaps build it.
What have you done since we last met?
Well, the last time I was here, Daniel, was before Christmas, actually, back in December, and we were just about to stage the town's first Christmas market, and that was a spectacular success. We obviously learned a few things along the way, but in essence it brought life back to the high street on a Saturday in December, which would normally have been quiet and, quite frankly, like a ghost town. It was just a delight to see families, mums and dads and teenagers and youngsters sort of back in the high street, just enjoying themselves. Many people came up to me, including MP Gordon Henderson and Matt Ramsden, who you probably know is the editor of the Sheerness Times-Guardian, to say just how wonderful it felt. It was great to see people wandering up and down the high street and the Broadway without any fear of being run over by a car, lorry or a bus, although they did have to look out for a life-size camel stroke reindeer. I don't know whether you saw it, Daniel. Did you come down there for it?
Oh, I didn't get a chance to see it, actually, but I remember you talking about it, so I thought it was an interesting sight.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we booked it kind of sight unseen. We'd seen videos of it and thought it was just ideal for Sheerness, but when it turned up, it was far exceeded all our expectations. It did two appearances. One as a a camel with the three wise men, or at least two wise men perched on top of it, and another one as a reindeer with lost elves on top looking for Santa Claus. So it's really good. We were able to sort of take it down to Santa's Grotto down in the High Street and reunite the elves with Santa. So that was quite good. The event itself, I mean, it was done, as you probably remember, on a bit of a shoestring. It came in at just under £1,000, and we did it all in, I think, about 6 weeks, which was quite some going. But it did prove that we can do it. We ended up with more than 50 stalls, mainly crafts, in Sheerness Broadway. There was music and mulled wine around the clock tower, and for the first time many stalls from the market switched to the high street. They did so well, one trader had to go back to his van for more supplies after selling 1,000 handbags within the first 3 hours. So I think that's a pat on the back for everybody who did the organising, who helped, for the traders and for the people of Sheppey who came down and supported it. And we've also had the Christmas lights switch on, which the Snow Queens came into the studio with last time and introduced themselves to you. And that was to, I suppose, introduce a whole new selection of LED lights across the Broadway to complement the ones already around the clock tower. Now, the lights are put up by SEAL, which is the Sheppey Enhancement Association for Leisure, who've almost certainly been in here as well. But they're paid for by the town team, which gets funding from the Swale Borough Council. Both those events proved that the people of Sheppey, I think, welcome things like this, and so we're planning some more.
And I think that's what you were going to talk about next, John. What else you're doing?
Yes, well, we've gone through what we have done. Now it seems appropriate to have a look at what plans we've got coming up. The first one will be Easter, and we're planning a farmers' market for the first time in the High Street with, Easter, Isle of Sheppey, could only be the Easter Island theme, couldn't it? So we're having a look at that for Saturday 4th of April, which is a date for your diary. Expect to see a giant Easter bunny. We're hoping to have an Easter egg hunt in and out of the shops, and other extraordinary surprises. What else have we got? Well, we really love to see a classic car and bike show in the High Street. I know Herne Bay does that really well, so we're going to unashamedly try and steal that. We are hoping, we haven't spoken to the organisers yet, but we're hoping to see them on Saturday the 13th of June. And we're hoping that obviously some local sort of classic car and bike owners will join us with that. Because a lot of the classic cars are sort of 50s and 60s, we thought we'd also have some live music, a bit of rock and roll, a bit of the old jive dances, see what we can do there just to liven up the High Street, probably by the clock tower. And then, of course, coming up to summer, Sheppey, I don't think, had a big sort of event for a while, so we thought we'd have the Sheppey Seaside Spectacular, which will be an opportunity to show off what our holiday camps have to offer in the way of entertainment, and also a few other local entertainers as well. We're trying to put that in the High Street. It would be nice to have that on the first weekend of August, just after the schools have broken up, so we get lots of sort of boys and girls to come along. And if it is that first weekend of August, which is the Saturday the 1st of August, that will coincide with the Sheppey Pirates Junior Day at Barton's Point Coastal Park, and also another island promenade event, which will have a procession up and down the High Street. So it should be a packed weekend there. Looking forward to it, and just hoping, that the sun shines, as of course it always does on the sun-kissed Isle of Sheppey.
And John, I've heard about a song for Sheppey, so I was hoping you could tell us more about that.
Yeah, do you think we could get the Rolling Stones to do that? I really love that track you've just played there. Well, you must have been reading the last week's Sheerness Times Guardian, I'm guessing, because you've heard of the Eurovision Song Contest. Yes, you have. Well, we've launched the search for a song for Sheppey, which I'm sure your listeners can help with. We're looking for anyone in a band or solo, young or old, to write a song which can become the island's anthem. Now, there are only two criteria. One is that it's got to have a great medley that people can sing or hum along to. And the other one is that it's got to mention the Isle of Sheppey. It would be good also if it embodied what I call the quirky sense of humour which the island is known for. Now, the deadline is Friday, May the 1st, so you've got plenty of time to put something together. The winner gets to have his or her song recorded at the Roadhouse studio in Sheerness and hopefully performed at our Seaside Spectacular, which I was talking about a minute ago, and played on radio stations such as the wonderful BRFM here. It would be great to have, I think, the CD on sale at Sheppey pubs, clubs and holiday camps, and any money raised can go to, say, the Sheerness Christmas Lights Fund. The winner will be announced on Friday, May the 15th.
So have you done anything like this before?
Well, funny you should say that. I dabbled with a ditty called Get Down Shep with former Blue Peter presenter John Noakes, who obviously that was his catchphrase, and co-writer Alan Laurie and I produced the Sheep Dip Disco, which was recorded by Allo Boy a few years back. And most recently we worked on the Jolly Roger Jog for the Sheppey Pirates.
And I think we've got a copy of that, so we'll have a listen, shall we?
No, from the vaults, eh?
Yeah.
A blast from the past.
Along just for the ride. Yo ho ho and a bottle of grog. We can all do the Jolly Roger Jog. Village to the left and London to the right. We can do this dance all through the night. I'm Admiral Greybeard. It's really me. I'm one of the pirates from Sheppey.
Driver who's gone overboard.
Jack and Hoppy, an old blind Hugh. Listen up now to the sooty seeping crew. Stay on, Sheppey, don't go to Dover. Goodness gracious,
we're shaking all over. Yo ho ho and a bottle of grog. We can all do the Jolly Roger Jog. Village to the left and London to the right. We can do this dance all through the night. Yo ho ho and a bottle of grog. We can all do the Jolly Roger Jog. This pirate song needs some ram and some grog. You can hear it now on
www.captaincutlass.com.
So how do people enter a song for Sheppey?
Well, we're doing it in conjunction with the Sheerness Times Guardian. So the best thing to do is to email your song, which should be no longer than 4 minutes, to, and here's the email, it's Times Guardian, which is all one word, at the KM Group, which is all one word, .co.uk, or post your entries to the Times Guardian at 44 High Street, Sheerness, and the postcode, if you need it, is ME12 1N for Nut L.
So what's next?
Well, in the short term, we've got our next meeting on Monday, the 9th of February, at the Bell and Lion pub in Sheerness at 6 o'clock. So if anyone thinks they can help work with the Sheerness Town team, and we're always looking for people who've got a few ideas or just want to roll their sleeves up and help, they're more than welcome to join us. What I would say is it would be really helpful if you wanted to come along to call me first or email me. The mobile number is 07831 486 436, which is 07831 486 436, or email me john.nurden, which is N for nut, URDEN, at o2.co.uk.
John, as always, thank you very much for coming along, and we look forward to you coming back and updating us in the future on what you're doing at the town team.
Pleasure, looking forward to that, and I shall hand you over your honorary copy of the Pirates' Jolly Roger Jog.
Thank you very much, John. Thanks. That is John, of course, from the Sheerness Town team this evening, right here at the Monday Night Community Show on our very own community radio station on 95.6 FM, BRFM.